It is the dark mystery at the heart of Donald Trump's presidency.
Why is he so chummy with Vladimir Putin?
The Russians must have something.
He is creating a hero out of Vladimir Putin. What the hell is going on?
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi summed it up this way.
All roads lead to Putin.
Questions about the two men started when Trump, as a candidate, began singing Putin's praises.
I respect Putin. He's a strong leader, I can tell you that.
So smart.
Run by a very smart cookie, much smarter, much more cunning than our president.
More importantly, there were Trump's actions. Why would he hire a Ukraine lobbyist as his campaign chairman?
The core question about Paul Manafort is whether he was working for Donald Trump and the American people, or whether he was really working for Vladimir Putin.
Paul Manafort had worked in American politics years ago, but for more than a decade, he had advised a Putin ally, then Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych.
Are there any ties between Mr. Trump, you or your campaign, and Putin and his regime?
No, there are not. It's absurd.
Soon, the Manafort-led campaign made a mystifying change to the Republican Party platform.
The deadline for amendments is
Language that had promised weapons for Ukraine in its war against Russia was blocked.
Emails revealed that Donald Trump Jr. went into a meeting with a Russian lawyer.
There was another strange Russian connection at Trump Tower. Donald Trump Jr., Paul Manafort, and Jared Kushner all attended the mysterious meeting.
Amazing hospitality and support.
A Russian oligarch was behind it, offering campaign dirt on Hillary Clinton.
Information that would incriminate Hillary and her dealings with Russia and would be very useful to your father.
Then came WikiLeaks, once again courtesy of Russia. Thousands of emails stolen from the Democrats flooded the airwaves.
It was designed to help Donald Trump and hurt Hillary Clinton.
Donald Trump's response?
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails.
Donald Trump wins the presidency.
In November 2016, Trump's victory was a political earthquake in the U.S. But in Moscow, it sparked joyous celebration.
We are the champions of the world!
In Washington, President Trump was meeting outgoing President Obama.
Settle down, guys. You all right? Okay.
And Obama gave his successor a piece of advice. Do not hire Michael Flynn. Trump did it anyway.
The new national security advisor lasted just 24 days.
Flynn had lied about Russia, specifically about a conversation with then Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. They had discussed what Putin hated the most, U.S. sanctions on Russia.
They want the sanctions lifted. They made no secret of it.
And soon Donald Trump started talking down those sanctions. He told the Wall Street Journal, if we get along, why would anybody need them?
The United States of America needs to send a strong message to Vladimir Putin.
Congress, however, was having none of it.
The yeas are 98, the nays are 2. The bill is passed.
In August of 2017, a tough sanctions bill passed, overwhelmingly.
You know, wouldn't it be a great thing if we could actually get along with Russia?
Throughout the Trump presidency, the biggest conflict at the heart of the U.S.-Russia relationship has been Russia's attack on the 2016 election.
What this represented was an attack on the fundamental underpinning of our democratic system.
An attack which U.S. intelligence assessed was done to help Donald Trump and hurt Hillary Clinton. But repeatedly, Trump denied that it was real.
I don't think anybody knows it was Russia that broke into the DNC. She's saying Russia, 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 but maybe it was. I mean, it could be Russia, but it could also be China. It could also be lots of other people. It also could be somebody sitting on their bed that weighs 400 pounds, okay?
Trump would soon discuss the attack with Vladimir Putin himself at a private, face-to-face meeting in Helsinki.
There was nobody else in the meeting, so we have no knowledge of what went on. I can tell you one thing. The Russians know what went on in that meeting.
After the meeting, Trump did not condemn Putin's attack on the election.
In fact, he sided with Putin against America's own intelligence agencies.
President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today, and he just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be.
Perhaps one of the most disgraceful moments by an American president on the world stage in front of a Russian or Soviet leader, certainly in my lifetime.
The only possible explanation for this dangerous behavior is the possibility that President Putin holds damaging information over President Trump.
Trump also began going after NATO, an alliance the U.S. and its allies depend on, respected by the world, except, of course, by Vladimir Putin.
They kill us with NATO. They kill us. We're paying for anywhere from 70 to 90% to protect Europe.
Putin craved membership in another international institution, the G7 group of world leaders.
It should be the G8 because a lot of the things we talk about have to do with Russia.
Throughout, Putin has taken an increasingly prominent place on the world stage, particularly in Syria. Last month, when Donald Trump announced that U.S. forces would leave the country, many saw it as Trump giving Russia a free hand there.
For Russian armored vehicles to, drive into these places with the Russian flag flying high and the American flag, headed out of town. Those are all just huge, huge propaganda gains for a guy like Putin.
On an absolutely perfect phone call.
Now it is Trump's action in another country that is threatening his presidency. And there is again a connection to Russia. His alleged attempt to extort the president of Ukraine has sparked impeachment hearings. And it may also be yet one more gift to Vladimir Putin.
Donald Trump has, wittingly or unwittingly, walked straight into the warm embrace of Vladimir Putin with how he has dealt with Ukraine.
Trump temporarily withheld desperately needed aid from Ukraine, aid that Ukraine depends on to defend itself against an ongoing Russian invasion.
I have been far tougher on Russia than any president in many, many years.
Trump has now made that claim repeatedly.
I would certainly think about it. President Putin
And still, he says he may accept an invitation to join Putin in Moscow next May for a parade showcasing Russia's military might.
Jim Sciutto, CNN, New York.